Are you nervous for your skipper at the moment?
Oh, I don't think so. I think the match review panel is there for a reason. They'll look at the incident and decide what they want to do.
Are you worried about, because there's both Murphy and Henderson, do you guys look at it all at the weekend yourselves?
Oh, not at all. I think every contest is different. There was a ball there to be won. From what I see, Hodgie's eyes were on the ball, but that's for the match review panel to decide.
As a player, and you're sort of in and under, you love this sort of tough stuff. Do you go in knowing that there's always a chance you can get hurt?
Oh, I don't think you can. I think we've played this game since we were little toddlers, and we've probably played it the same way from our first game. And I think if you're thinking that going in for a contest, you'll probably second guess yourself and jump out of the way. So you've got to treat every ball on its merits and play it that way.
If you do lose, how do you replace his leadership? Obviously, as one of the leaders yourself.
Oh, listen, that'll be something that we'll have to decide if that comes about. But we'll see later on today.
How important has he been for you guys? Because it just seems that when he's out there and firing, the entire team believes more.
Oh, absolutely. He leads by example. We saw a few of the other contests on the weekend where he's physical. He's got other attributes that we love as a side. His skill set is probably one of the best at the club. His leadership is obviously the best at the club, being captain. So he brings a lot to our team.
What about the win, Jordan? Good to tough it out, given for large stretches they probably didn't let you play how you would have liked to have played? Yeah,
it was, I think. We got smashed out of the centre bounce, so our backmen really earned their money on Friday night. But yeah, we were rusty early, and I suppose it's good to come out of these games knowing that you can't play to your best but still win, and I think that's a positive.
What happened in the centre square? Have you put your finger on it yet?
We haven't had our centre bounce review yet, but no doubt we'll review that today or tomorrow and see what went wrong. But they've got a lot of class there with Murphy and Judd and obviously Cruiser, doing the tap work. So we probably let our guard down in that area.
There's been a fair bit of talk about the umpiring. Have you noticed a change in recent weeks about the putting away the whistle, I guess?
No, I don't think so. Obviously the media have noticed it, but as a playing group, you're not really out on the ground thinking about the last decision. You're always in the moment, so it's very hard to get a read on the entire game, how the umpires go.
So you haven't had any moments where you sort of got off a not so handball and thought, oh, I got away with one there?
No, not recently.
What about that holding the ball though, Jordan? Would you prefer to see tackles rewarded in the sense that if the ball spills free but it hasn't been disposed correctly, the tackler gets a free kick?
As I said before, I think every situation has to be based on its merits. If the player is getting tackled and doesn't dispose of the ball, well, to the letter of the law, I think it's holding the ball. But I can't think of a specific instance where that didn't happen.
You mentioned the clearances before. So this week, West Coast got handy ruckman and handy midfield as well. It's something you're going to have to rectify. Yeah,
that'd be definitely something that we put a lot of time and energy into in terms of their ruckman and their midfield group. But we've also got to take confidence that we have a well-established group as well, and we're pretty confident. We've had one little slip up on the weekend, but I think over the entirety of the season we've actually been performing pretty well.
Are you surprised by where West Coast are at the moment? Because I think if you looked at the fixture ahead of the season, you probably would have gone top 4 side. Yeah,
listen, it's always hard to start the season and try and predict where sides will finish. I think a lot happens. You need a little bit of luck throughout the season. Injuries come into play, travel, all that sort of thing. So I think it's very hard to sit at the start of the season and say West Coast are going to finish here. We treat every game different, and I'm sure they do. They're not going to look at the ladder and say Hawthorn are first and we're sitting a little bit lower. We can't win. They'll be out to get us.
Alistair's 200th game as coach this weekend, Jordan. How important do you think he's been in getting the club to where it's at today?
Oh, super important. He's probably moulded the group to where it is now, and I think anyone who's involved in football clubs loves stability, and to coach 200 games, not too many coaches do it straight away and a long stint. So this is his 9th season, so it's a credit to him and the people around him to really shape the group to what it is today.
What's he like as a person? Because I guess there's that external view that he's a bit of an angry man. Does he have a softer side?
Oh, I think so. I think any coach, when they're in a situation where it's hectic and you've got to make decisions, he probably hasn't made the best decisions over time. But away from footy and away from the cameras, he loves a laugh more than anyone else.
Talking about the stability of a coach, do you feel sorry for your Melbourne counterparts today?
Oh, it's always hard to comment on what's going on at another club, but you know, you do feel sorry for people like that. Obviously the industry we're in is a high pressure industry, and if you're not winning games, it's unfortunate. But yeah.
You feel there's anyone within your assistant coaching group that could put their hand up for a senior role now that there's one available?
Oh, listen, if those assistant coaches feel fit that Melbourne is the right club for them, I'm sure they'll you know, maybe apply, and Clarko will back them as well. But we haven't heard anything just yet.
And Brendan Whitecross getting through the VFL yesterday, good news.
Yeah, really good story for us. He's probably come back a little bit quicker than what other guys. He's one of those guys that you know, does everything right, and he was having a really good season until he fell down late in the season last year. So maybe a few more games back, and we look to have him back in the seniors would be good.
What do you take from doing a number on West Coast the last time you played it?
I can't remember that far back. I think it was over in the West, was it? So it's a totally different game over here. You know, obviously they've had the week off, they've had a chance to freshen up. So who knows what they'll bring, but you know, we'll be ready.
Cyril's still another week away, isn't he?
I think so. I'm not too sure how far, but I would guess a week, and then we'll see him back.